Welcome to Healing Conversations with me, Thapelo. Tonight, we are on part 2 of my conversation with our 2022 Idols winner, Thapelo Molomo. Look, his story is a story that resonates with all of us. A village boy from Mokopane, Limpopo, making it big on the Idol stage, not only to perform, but also to win the coveted title. Believe me, his story is a motivation for all of us. And he sits down yet again on this edition to continue inspiring you to go after your dreams. Let's take a listen. Who is Thapelo speaking to now? You know, you've got this platform. It's a huge platform. Firstly, what is the message that Thapelo is carrying out to the world? And I say this because I believe that with every generation, with every individual, there is a message unique to them that they can use their platform to drive. What is the platform? What is the message that you are driving now?
Honestly speaking, with me, the message that I've been really sending out there by my acts, it's possible. That word alone, it can be possible with you. You know, and looking at where I come from, you know, to say, I mean, honestly, I've been that rejected child or that unseen somebody with a gift though, but not visible, you know, and through hard work and push, I was saying it's possible, it can be possible. There's no boundaries. Men can create them, yes, but God has more power than men, and it can be possible. You go put all that armor and go penetrate the world. Anything is possible, you know. With Idols, it took people by storm to say, Thapelo, how? You know, when it was showing on screen, so many people sent messages. You know, some would be laughing and say, go top 32, you'll drop. And that time, when it was showing on TV, I already knew I was in top 12. And I was like, I was just laughing because it's pre-recorded, right? No, let's just wait and see what God will do. So then I was like, no, definitely my possibility, my message has to be that it can be possible with anyone. You don't have to have doubt on yourself. Believe in yourself, believe in your gift, believe in who you are. Knock on that door, you'll go far.
And it sort of also answers the second question that I have to say, who are you talking to? Because really, you're talking to anyone. You're talking to the village boy, the village girl, Rai, you know, Rangwana, Rai Ramolebo, to say, my background, my surroundings don't define me.
It doesn't.
But you're also speaking to the professional.
Yes.
To say, there is a gift in you that God has deposited.
Exactly.
Use it. And how has the reception been in your professional space for this idol that you are now?
Number one, it's subs. They took pride now. They are so like, wow, you are restoring us. Because the image now, what people used to see subs, it's so much negativity. You know, our South African police service members have received so much negative feedback, you know. But with me being there, it has really brought so much faith and possibilities to them that, man, we are beyond our uniform. There's gifts that we have and we need not to let them sleep. Let's stand out and do something with our God-given gift. You know, you don't have to end here. It doesn't have to end here. You can go more than what you are, just that uniform. There's still something that you can do. So I've restored so much hope and faith back to them, and it's evident because they are always happy when they see me.
And in your professional space, you know, when you went into Idols, you went in as a therapist and to your peers, and now you are back. Are you still doing that? Are you still in therapy in the same position that you were in, or has more doors opened within the SAPS for you?
I'm still with SAPS. Number one, I'm still with them. It's a permanent post, and obviously, I mean, with music, you must always have that stability somehow because it's a seasonal situation going on, and it has opened great doors within my profession because now They run so many projects, you know, health awareness programs. I'm always invited there. During the ministers' talks and stuff, I'm there, you know, to render items or two. So it actually stretched a lot. We are working on provincial campaigns now coming from, just to address these issues of mental health. And they are utilizing me now as that face. So it has actually done a lot of impact by far.
Now, I just want to tap in a little bit into your personal development, right? You have released an album. It's actually an EP.
Yes.
Right. This consists of your four new songs, and Hot on the Hills of Panda Panda. And I love the fact that, by the way, when I was seeing videos of you selling eggs, I was also hearing the soundtrack being Panda Panda, right? So where to in terms of your musical development? What can we expect?
Definitely. Okay, with what I've just released now, I've released under the company, obviously, because you are. It's more like a sponsorship, part of the gifts that you get from
With
idols.
Kalawa Jasmine.
Yes, exactly. So I gave them that project just to cater for the different audience that I was getting within the competition, because there's people that were loving me with Afropop, some with gospel, some with a piano there and there. So I did that EP based on that, just to say thank you to everyone, basically. But after that phase, then there's Thapelo now, who is their gospel artist, and it stays exactly that. Yeah? That's my identity. But it also stretched my mind to look at other things as well, you know, corporate spaces. They need all these love songs, and I've realized that, man, there's nothing wrong. In actual fact, I deliver them very well.
You do.
Why not
You do. You
Why
do.
not do them? Because they are giving me money. They are giving me hustle, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm shifting from boxing myself from one area. I just want to be open-minded and really utilize my gift in areas where they are needed. Yeah.
What has kept you solid? What has kept you solid? I'm going to start by saying this. You know, listening to every answer that you give and coming back to how you carried yourself through this competition, it strikes me like you intentionally were intentional about your mental health. You know, you went in the competition and said, I must always have a grip on myself. Regardless of it all, I cannot lose myself. What has been the solid thing that you have held on to?
Yeah, definitely my God, my Father. He has been my greatest weapon. Honestly, I don't want to lie. I look back and I'm trying to think at what is that thing? And it just has been God, because God and my mental health, those two things were carrying me throughout. Even now, they still do. You know, it's Thapelo. Do Thapelo, be happy, serve your God, and don't lose yourself in the process. Do you and be happy. So these things has been the solid ground for me.
Right. Even during the competition, you know, you'll get to that point where you feel overwhelmed. In your professional space, you get to that place where you counsel a colleague who's just been to a medicine, and you feel, gee, this is a bit too much.
Yeah.
And, you know, for some reason, you've got to keep coming back to being me. I cannot lose me. I cannot lose me. You know, so keeping yourself grounded. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. In most cases, what I do when I come across such instances or situations that are just too overwhelming, I be honest with myself. I don't fight my emotions. Yeah, I cry a lot. Yeah, I cry a lot in my own space. I let out the pain, you know. I let it out, and once that moment is done, then I'm back at my fresh space now. I'm able to really think quite well and offer right things to the people. So that is helping me a lot. Being honest with
Honesty.
how I feel. You know? Yeah.
Would you say that in the life that you live now, are you mentally prepared for what lies ahead?
100%. I'm very, very, very much ready. Yeah, no, I'm very, very, very much ready. I don't want to lie, and I'm excited about what's coming. Yeah, bad or good, with how my foundation has been so far. I know every storms when it comes, I'll stand and find ways of crossing it over. Yeah.
I want to just go back to something else that you said. You keep talking about, self, self, self. Be it telling yourself, be it coaching yourself. How important is one's voice in their life? Can you really depend on my voice, more than your own voice?
Sure. Yeah.
And I think maybe that speaks also to validating people. Could we be maybe in a culture where we look for validation outside of ourselves more?
Correct. A lot of us have found ourselves in miserable spaces because we were seeking for validation from so many areas, church, pastor, friends, and so forth. And we were knocked out because of that, because you look back and you're like, why didn't I?
Yeah.
Why didn't I? So the more I emphasize the self, to me, it means I listen so much to my inner man. And my inner man makes a final decision, and I take a step on that one, irrespective of any other voice that may come. I do take notes from people. Trust me, I'm a very good listener. And when something is healthy in my ears, I take note on that and I implement. As long as it's not now squashing my inner man's ideas and plan, we are good to go. So I really listen to my final self. I do, like I said, go check. If something I feel like, hey, I need a way out here and I'm stuck out, I go listen to what people are saying, or professional people, of course. And then from there, I take note on that and I move on. So it's important that we should not doubt. Don't doubt your voice. Listen to your inner man. Might fool you, but it's best being fooled by your own step and action that you took yourself than having to look back and regret and say, but if that person did not say this to me, I wouldn't be here where I am. Make your own mistakes along the way. It's okay. You will wake up and you stand up, because I can imagine if I had to listen to so many voices, I wouldn't be here. Number one, they will tell me, you're a developing artist, you don't have to go there. Like what they're saying on social media. Why did you go there? I've won today. If I had to listen to what they were saying, why bon?
Yes.
10 rand account there.
Eish.
Why bon?
Eish, and that's a very harsh reality.
Why bon?
Yeah.
It's very, very painful. And that's where now you realize a lot of people have missed great opportunities in life because you've been listening and you've been labeling certain things. No, this is not right. This is not a. Then you fail along the way. Just do you. Do you. And that voice will tell you, do. Don't stop. Do it, you get it right.
The pressures that come with where you are now. You went into this as a born-again Christian.
Yeah.
You never compromised on that. The level where you are now, is there any pressure to say, hang on, and do this, and then I kita ke sana le ena ka mo tlogela ke no ba ke mo borotse.
Namudimwana break in my life. It doesn't take break. It doesn't matter which stage I'm at, more especially. Let me just say that, because with being in Idols, I got a lot of criticism, from our fellow brethren. Hey, that's a devil's place. Yeah. You know how Christians are.
Yeah,
yes, exactly. Yeah. Hey, idols, yeah. All of those things. We don't idolize, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like I said, my inner man or rather the revelation that I got as I was spending time with my God, it was completely different from other person. And I mean, I always say we can read one scripture, but the revelations will always differ. So now I got my own revelations, and hence I am where I am. I give a role in Mudim. I put him first always. Whether I'm in a secular space, in some festival or a club singing, he comes first. And I sing gospel songs, and those drunkards, they enjoy it so much. And
Yeah.
and for me, that is the mandate. I feel like, wow, beautiful. Look at how they are. They get revived. To go play the DMs, Thapelo. At that club, the way you sang, man, you made me want to go to church on Sunday, and I'm definitely going. And I'm like, you see, Father, then this is exactly what I need. I don't want to sing at church every day. Already they know God.
Yeah.
So now we end up not being useful in terms of our gifts. And this impact Thapelo because we are used to so much anointing, Thapelo, they are not necessary. But when we stretch our legs and go out there and actually do the work of God, but right. So just so I break in my life, he continues to be there, whether I'm in church, gig, or I'm outside in some secular space, I'm all good. In actual fact, I'm even more there. That side in terms of impacting lives.
That's it. Yeah. You remind me of the scripture where Jesus says, I came for the unwell.
Yes.
A doctor doesn't come for those who are not sick.
Exactly.
So most of us have this tendency of, let me minister to the saved. Let me tell them a verse. This one's, they already have Christ. What about the ones out there?
They're full already.
There's a lot of work to be done for us.
There's a lot of work.
Now, as we wrap up our interview, what can we look forward to? And I'm saying this specifically because now, I don't want to put you under pressure, but there is a little bit of pressure.
Okay.
2023, we are seeing the final idol.
Yes.
So you are one of the idols who will be remembered as the amongst the last idols. What can we expect from you? Having to carry that legacy, forward for a generation to come.
Yeah, no, you can expect a lot of things to me. Number one, musically, and also just impacting outside music because I've realized that I'm not just good only in the office of music, in other areas as well. I really want to touch lives in so many projects that I'm actually working on now. My many community works in terms of talent search. I just want to run projects such as that to say it's possible. If it can be possible, let me also offer an opportunity for others to run the race, irrespective of idols not being there or whatnot. So many projects that I want to get involved into so that people can really remember Thapelo from there. And then also understand that outside that grace of idols, he continued and is still running very strong. Yeah.
My final question to you.
Yes.
What do you say to men battling with mental health?
Yeah.
And I loved this question for you because of your professional exposure, because of the campaigns that I see you involved in, and because of the narrative that society is propelling, that men don't cry. Yet we see men taking their lives. Yet we see men taking their spouses' lives. And yet we see gender-based violence at its peak. What do you say to that, speaking to a community of men?
Yeah. Very, very, very interesting. Men don't cry honestly, but the high rate of suicide comes from men. And even our fellow celebrities have proven that, but in terms of stats, it's mostly men that takes away their lives. So what I want to say is that men needs to really learn to talk. And gone are those days, Tsabo Monna doesn't talk, men dating and everything like that. No, we all human. Our physique should not really make us want to be and behave in a certain way. Things have changed now. We all go through pains and emotions. So men need to stand up and talk about what's really worrying them. We all get well after that. Go out for the rehabs, go out for those support groups. Go out there and go get help. It's really critical. But more than anything, also women need to really learn to drive and assist them in terms of opening up. It will help a lot. Create platforms where your spouses or your partners would be free to talk without them being judged or being made like they can't speak, you know, and
not being heard.
Without, exactly, because we also see them that men go through the most, you know, from childhood. You find that a man is being molested and stuff like that, but there's never a room for them to open up and talk about such issues. So yeah, I think as a society we really need to step out and make sure that we address issues such as this and give men platforms for them to open up about how they feel.
Well, I must say, this has been a very informative interaction. What I'm taking away from tonight's episode is that anything, and I mean every dream that you have is valid, and every vision that you have can be realized. Thapelo is testimony that you can have a vision and it can come to pass when you hold strongly to who you are in the process. We cannot lose ourselves to what we become. We cannot lose ourselves to success. And his story, the fact that he has managed to remain grounded in who he is, and he has managed to be so intentional with working the idol's journey with his mental health intact, should say to all of us, our mental health matters. It's not something that you can afford to neglect. It's not something that you can afford to shelve. But day in, day out, whatever journey of life that you embark on, tap occasionally into your mental space. How are you feeling? What are you thinking? Align that to your word of God. Align that to what you believe about yourself, and let that voice within you rise to self-regulate and coach you whenever you meet difficulties. The good Lord bless you. The good Lord keep you well. May he keep you intact, and may his word prevail over your mental health. This is Healing Conversations with me, Thabiseng. Let's meet again next week as we tap into more mental stories that are meant to propel you to your healing. Goodbye.
Get yourself a copy of our latest books, The Mending of a Broken Vessel and Maintaining Your Joy, a journal for daily positive living. Visit a bookstore near you.